Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Garden City Community Chat. This is episode number 520. It's Thursday, March 18th, 2021. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me tonight is our number one most accurate weatherman in the business, Doppler Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
Doing well. Winter decided to move back in for a little bit, but he won't be here for too much longer.
Yeah, it was brutal out there today, I got to tell you. And also, longtime Garden City resident and former city councilman and dedicated co-host, Mike Jones. Mike, how are you?
I'm outstanding, Kerry, but I'm getting better.
That's good. That's good. Hey, we hope you're all safe and doing well. We have a really good one for you tonight. We're happy to have with us Lieutenant Steve Rhea and Lieutenant Dan Neault from our great fire department here in Garden City.
Fantastic.
We'll talk about several things, including the tragic fire we had recently here in the community. They'll also answer any questions you might have, so be sure to have them ready. But first, Dr. Tom will be here with the latest weather forecast for us. Joe Bartley's back with another all-important tax talk for you. I'll have the latest COVID numbers, which are not doing good at all in Michigan. I think they're up like 64%, I heard.
Bad.
Yeah, they're quite concerned about that. So, we got to work on that. Also, Mike, you're going to have a few announcements for us, right?
I'm sure I will.
Awesome. So go ahead and grab your favorite beverage or snack, and we hope that you'll join us for the next hour or so right here live from Garden City, Michigan. Now, before we get started, we want to thank all our listeners and followers of the show who tune in every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several surrounding communities as well. We want you to know your support is greatly appreciated, so please continue to watch, share, and listen. And remember, if your community has any events or announcements or cancellations that you'd like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
They should email us, Kerry.
Absolutely. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at our Facebook page, facebook.com/gcchat, and we'll be more than happy to get that information out there for you. Okay, we have a lot to get to tonight. Remember, if you're watching us live on Facebook and you have any questions or comments or concerns for our guests, be sure to type them in the comments section, or you can text your questions to 734-788-9319, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to click on that red subscribe button for us. We'd appreciate that. All right, Tom, are you ready? Let's get Tom in here for the latest check of the weather, and then we're going to spend some time chatting with Lieutenant Rhea and Lieutenant Neault from the Garden City Fire Department, so stand by. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Well, old man winter back or what?
Yeah, he's back for just a small period. I mean, we've seen some colder days this week, especially on Monday as well, and today as well. We're kind of been playing with fronts moving through the region, and honestly, these fronts, other than bringing some colder air, they really haven't been bringing much precip. We got kind of lucky today, unless you wanted the rain, but there was some rain during the morning, but it didn't last very long, and it moved down to our south into Ohio fairly quickly, and the majority of the day was just cloudy, and then the winds started to increase throughout the day, and now we're in the 30s, and the winds have been whipping out there for quite some time, and they're going to start gradually diminishing as we get into the overnight hours, and we're going to get into the 20s tonight, so definitely a cold night out there than the last few nights, temperature-wise. And this front particularly that moves through today is a very powerful front across the U.S., and we'll get to that in a minute, but it's going to be clearing our atmosphere and our skies over the Great Lakes for quite some time, at least a couple days. I mean, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look to be, at least weather-wise, fairly sunny. I mean, I'm not seeing much in the way of any issues weather-wise for the Great Lakes region as we get through the next few days. There'll be a lot of sunshine, but it's going to be a gradual warm-up as we get into tomorrow. Temperatures, again, are going to probably still be in the upper 40s for high temperatures.
Mhm.
And as we get into Friday night, again, we'll see temperatures in the 20s. As we get into Saturday, we'll see them probably bump up into the upper 50s for high temperatures. And as we get into Sunday, we'll probably get into the low 60s. So it's just a gradual buildup of temperatures because this was such a powerful front that moved through our region. And it obviously brought in some colder air from Canada. And it's going to take some time for the air to moderate, but we'll get there. And then as we get into next week, obviously, it's going to be a much warmer week if you haven't got the hint yet. All of next week, high temperatures will be easily in the 60s.
Nice.
Every single day.
Oh.
And we'll probably be dealing with a little bit of rain during the middle portion of the week. But again, it'll be fairly similar to what we have been dealing with, especially today with just some light rain. I don't really expect any heavy rain or anything significant to really speak of. But the warmer days will be probably on Monday. We might even get into the lower 70s for high temperatures. And as we get into Tuesday, we'll see those temperatures again into the low to mid 60s, and that will continue throughout the rest of the week with rain in the middle of the week. And that will pretty much be the calling card as we get through the rest of March. I can't believe we're saying we're almost done with March, but that's obviously going to be coming soon enough. And we'll get into those hopefully April showers that will bring those May flowers, but we'll get to that probably next show. We'll talk about that. But overall, the trend is going to be continuing overall a mild pattern as we get into next week. So enjoy that, and especially the next few days. If you lost your sunglasses, you're definitely going to need them. So go find them because it'll be fairly sunny out there the next few days. So enjoy that as well, because today was kind of gloomy out there. So the sun will be back tomorrow. And as we expand outward and talking about some other weather, like I've been saying, this is quite a powerful front moving through the region out there. And it's obviously affecting much of the eastern United States. I alluded to a couple shows ago that this system was capable of producing some severe weather, and it has been producing some severe weather across the southern United States with tornadoes, a lot of damaging winds and what have you, and a lot of problems down south into the Dixie Alley, they call it. That's the Gulf Coast states down there. And it's now currently in the Carolinas. And then it will move out to shore as we get into tonight. And we'll quiet down in the severe weather department. But luckily, the severe weather missed us, and we didn't really see much of that. But this is the time of year where we potentially could start thinking about that as we get into the summer months. So never think that the severe weather can get farther north, because again, as we get much warmer out there. But the good news is that I don't see any severe weather in the forecast, and I don't see any of the four-letter word that we don't speak of on this show after spring is now almost here. So we don't even speak of that four-letter word. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's white. But we won't talk about that. But other than that, that's been the weather across the U.S. has been fairly active with storms, rain, wind, and it's really going to start quieting down as we get to the next few days. So enjoy the quiet weather pattern here in the Great Lakes. But if you want to get tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTimesWeather.com, and it will keep you updated up there as well.
All right. Sounds good. What do you think, Mike?
I like the rain, and I appreciated the rain this morning.
Why?
Well, because my car is parked in the driveway.
Okay.
And this bird had crapped on my windshield, and I've been waiting for all week for rain to wash it off. And I finally got it.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. We appreciate that. Hey,
You're
we
welcome.
want to give a shout out to some people that are in there watching. Chief Harmon's in there, going to keep an eye on her fellas tonight. How you doing, Kathy? Thank you. Don Nicholson from Don Nicholson Enterprises. Lynn Hammond. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Long time no see. Jennifer Woody Rice is in there. Terry Staley says happy 520th. Thank you, Terry. Jerry Thorne from Party Animal. Are you in town, Jerry?
Yes, he is.
Is he? Okay. Sandy Abraham, how you doing? Appreciate it. Patty Fix. Hi, Patty. Mary Jane Wozniak is in there.
Patty's just recovering from knee replacement surgery.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Patty.
I hear she's under a little bit of pain, but
yeah, that's a rough one. Yeah, her and Mayor Walker. Mayor Walker's in there too. He's still recovering. Cheryl Presley's in there. How you doing? Kathy Ray is in there. I think she might be related to somebody.
Yeah, maybe one of our guests.
All right. Well, look, thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Just a quick reminder, our show streams live every Thursday evening at 8 p.m., so we hope that you'll set aside some time to join us and be sure to invite your friends to join in as well. Also, if you go to our Facebook page, be sure to like and follow us. That way you'll be reminded whenever our show is streaming live. You can also get more information and contact us by visiting our website at gccommunitychat.com. All right, let's introduce our guests for tonight. They are two of Garden City's finest firefighters. Please welcome Lieutenant Steve Ray and Lieutenant Dan Neault. Let's get them in here. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hey there, Kerry. Hey there, Mr. Jones.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you as well.
Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
So first, you both are well, healthy, doing okay? Everything's good?
Yep, doing very good. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Let me turn this banner off here. I want to turn that off. And all right, there we go. First, I thought I did.
And it's back.
Yeah. I want to talk about the tragic fire that we had in our community at the Bentley Square Apartments on March 10th. It went to 2 alarms, I believe. Is that right?
That is correct.
And very fortunate, no one was injured, I believe.
No fire ground personnel were injured that evening from some of the reports, and I did not see the person that was injured. We had one gentleman that lived in the apartment complex who discovered the fire, tried to extinguish the fire with an extinguisher that was at the residence, and then decided to evacuate or had to evacuate. As he was evacuating, he was knocking on doors to get other residents out of the apartments.
Wow. Yeah, awesome. Do we know how it started yet?
No, we do not have a cause at this time. We have a very good location, but nothing that indicates of any real ignition source. Nothing leading us to anything electrical or accidental or intentional causes at this time.
Okay. I know there was something like 12 units, I think, that were destroyed, correct?
Actually, it's an 18-unit apartment building.
Oh.
All the units were destroyed.
Wow.
The building has been condemned.
Yeah.
There were 17 of the apartments that were occupied at the time, and only one of them was vacant. And I think more than half of them had residents in it at the time of the call.
Wow.
We're lucky to get away with nothing worse.
Right.
Very true. Very fortunate.
I do know that there was kind of a heartwarming story, though, that came out of it with about a stuffed tiger, I believe.
I did hear that story as well. Of course, after the fire, our fire marshal, Brian Finneran, has been very diligent in contacting all the residents of the apartment building. And one of them had reached out to him about I believe it's their daughter's stuffed tiger favorite toy. I think it was around 6 or 7 years old.
Right.
And Fire Marshal Finneran was able to locate the stuffed animal and get it back to the residents of that particular apartment building.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fantastic. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a great story. Lieutenant Ray actually posted a picture here. Yeah,
these pictures come from a resident. Brad knows he's comes out on a lot of our fires. So I'm just gonna scroll through them.
Okay.
While Dan was talking, if that's not too big of a distraction.
No, go ahead.
I guess if you guys want to know, and give you a bit of the detail of what our makeup was and what our initial response was, if you like.
Yeah, so there were several other departments too involved, right? Because it went to 2 alarms.
Yes, that truly is very uncommon for us to have occur, I should say. Our initial response when we get a fire alarm, of course, in our own town, our own community, we're responding usually with usually no less than 2 vehicles, an engine, and a squad. Sometimes we're fortunate enough to an engine and 2 squads responding, anywhere from 5 to 7 personnel. And that particular day, we had 5 of us on duty. So we're responding with 3 on an engine and 2 on a squad. When we do have a confirmed fire or something believed to be a confirmed fire in town, we have our initial response or a box alarm or a MABUS alarm, which is a single box alarm. And that brings our neighboring communities, make up of Dearborn Heights, Wayne, Westland, and Inkster.
Okay. Wow.
And
so you had a total of approximately how many guys out there?
Well, with the initial response, it's around 26, 27 personnel.
Wow.
And then when we went to a second alarm, we were fortunate enough to have, I believe it was Livonia and Livonia and Canton respond to. 1 second there.
Okay.
So Steve gets to leave us for a little while here. He's actually working tonight, so
okay.
try and
he said he'd be on duty.
Yeah, take care of this from here. So I'm not sure if he's able to take the pictures off the screen or not, but those were very. Oh, he's hanging out here with us. Okay.
Okay.
So, anyways, when we have a second MABUS alarm or a second alarm fire, we got our backfill from Livonia and Canton that responded with 5 personnel or an engine and a squad from both departments, as well as we got backfill at our station there on Millbelt Road with an engine from Metro Airport and an engine from the city of Dearborn and a rescue squad from Metro Airport, so that they could take care of any additional runs that we would have in our own community.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Big deal.
Yeah.
It was a very big deal. Doesn't happen that very often. Got kind of chaotic at times, but over the past several years with the development of the MABUS system, and it's nothing new to us or the country and stuff. We've had it for several years. It's just we don't have it occur that often with that large of an event inside our small community.
Yeah, that's a big fire for our community for sure.
Yes.
And we've had an unusual amount of garage fires this year, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We've had a substantial amount of garage fires this year. Had another one the day after, I believe it was the day after we had our apartment fire. And probably since the first of the year, I think we're up to 4 or 5 garage fires in Garden City.
And it's just, accidents or how's it happen?
For the most part, they've been accidents. There has been nothing intentional.
That's good.
Been some careless smoking, some unattended bonfires, some burning of debris that shouldn't have been burning too close to a structure.
Oh boy.
And that's been the cause of what's been going on.
Okay. Yeah, you got to watch them bonfires and the careless smokers. That's for sure.
Yes.
I know that Lucky Dog Daycare was actually a collection site for the people who were displaced, right?
Yes, that's correct. Stacy, the owner and manager of Lucky Dog, really stepped up. She reached out to the community, much less the fire department, and offered up herself to be as a collection point for any type of donations.
Yeah.
Primarily gift cards, clothing, some furniture. I'm not sure, in all honesty, the size of her facility over there to be able to house all that stuff. I do know that she got a very well-respected response from the community.
A lot, yeah.
Yep, a large response from the community with a large amount of collections. Like I said, exceptional amount of clothing and gift cards.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, she posted pictures of one room, and it was just packed with stuff.
Oh, okay.
This community is so giving; it's unbelievable.
Yes, they truly are. Very, very fortunate for people in this community, for people stepping up to help out.
Yeah, they do a great job. So, look, we're 1 year into this pandemic now. How has things changed for both of you and the department as a whole?
Go ahead, Steve.
Steve, you want to handle that?
Yeah, we've done a lot of changes. It's really changed the way we do business around here. It's particularly difficult for me because I'm the hand holder, honey sweetie guy, and it's hard to get close. I have to go.
Okay. All right. Be safe.
Yeah.
All right.
Live podcast.
Hey,
Gary,
Yeah.
Mr. Jones. I'll try and take over for Steve there and stuff.
Okay.
Of course, at the beginning of the year, with the 1 year ago now, things changed for us. 360 degrees from the fact of the way that we respond to runs. We prepare ourselves with our personal protective equipment for our safety as well as the safety of ourselves. With the safety of ourselves as well as the community and the citizens and the patients that we respond on. Wayne County Health Department stepped up tremendously. Chief Harmon, our department, did an outstanding job to be able to get us additional PPE, meaning the face mask, eye protection, the N95 mask, our encapsulating gowns, our full face respirators, anything to help protect us in order to go out to treat the citizens in the community. All the antiseptics, all the disinfectants that we could ever want or need, and we just got another large supply just yesterday. So the way that we respond to our runs, trying to take care of ourselves, limited entry into homes, trying to limit our exposure to anybody that might have any COVID type of symptoms or flu-like symptoms.
Right.
We've had our dispatch, of course, get on board with survey questions prior to us getting dispatched to the location so that we know what might be going on at a household prior to us getting there. So we are doing our due diligence to wear our personal protective equipment.
Very, very good. Yeah, that's a great idea for sure. And, you got to protect your families too. I mean, you guys go home, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I guess one of the big changes was that, especially in the beginning, people very concerned, understandably so, about with the work that that we do, that we don't take anything home to our families.
Right.
So a lot of it is disinfecting any of our clothes or leaving and changing our clothes at work, washing our clothes at work, leaving our work boots, any of our stuff at the station, so that we don't do any, cross contamination, lack of better terms, or taking anything home to our families.
Now, as a first responder, and are you guys all vaccinated yet? Did you say or no?
I think just over half of the department's been vaccinated.
Okay.
We did have, and I will say myself included, probably about 6 of us that have come down with COVID-19. We tested positive. We're symptomatic. We're off from work for an extended period of time. Did our quarantining. Other people that might have been exposed to ourselves who tested positive had to quarantine for our 12 to 14 days. So with that being said, those of us that had tested positive aren't able to get a vaccination for approximately 90 days. What we're told is 90 days.
That long. Wow.
Yeah. Well, we're already creating the antibodies in our system.
Sure, that's right.
So we're already, our body's already fighting against it because we've been, because we had contracted it. So that's where we're at with personnel in the department. So I think it's just over half or 2/3 of the department had gotten the vaccination.
Okay. So explain when you had it, right? You said?
Yes.
Mild, severe? I mean, what were the symptoms?
I'm going to go with just the mild version of things. Came down with some fatigue, body aches, low-grade fever, the dry cough. The thing that's been lingering has been
breathing.
Mostly the fatigue.
Okay.
Just kind of seem more tired than usual and more insomnia.
Wow.
A lot of late nights or early mornings. Not a good long restful sleep.
Yeah.
Going on.
I don't have it, and I'm still got insomnia.
Yeah, it just
crazy.
Double or triple mine.
The mind doesn't want to turn off, sometimes.
Yep, can't turn off the gears.
Well, we're glad you're doing great. That's good.
Thank you.
Let's see. Sandy says, thank you guys. You spend a whole lot of time here at the towers and help so many of the residents. Actually, they all got vaccinated over there too, as well, I believe, right?
Yes, actually,
Seniors?
Chief Harmon, along with the help of Mayor Randy Walker, were able to, and Mr. Glenn Anderson, set up vaccination over at the senior towers with the help of Dearborn Fire Department. I know that some of our fire department personnel were
available to do the vaccinations, much less keep an eye on the residents in case they had any reactions to the vaccination. Because that's one of the things of once somebody does get a vaccination, in case they have any type of allergic reaction or anaphylactic reaction afterwards, meaning rapid heart rate, flushed, hives, difficulty breathing, to have our department members on staff just in case they're needed for those types of emergencies.
Yeah, it seems to really attack the respiratory for some reason.
Yes, it does.
Your breathing.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike, did you have a question you said?
I was just going to say that I think it's standard procedure that when you're vaccinated, you have to be observed for at least 15 minutes before you can leave and what have you.
Yeah, that's been part of the health department's requirements when they set these facilities up for the vaccination sites. It's just a standard procedure.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever in danger of being understaffed because of the COVID stuff?
No, we were a little close. We were running good with the overtime, being able to keep the shifts covered with our minimum manning so we can keep our both our vehicles in service with the right amount of manpower at all times. I do know one of our neighboring departments fell pretty low with their personnel, and they ended up switching from a 3-platoon shift rotation to a 2-platoon shift rotation because they had over half of their department out with COVID at one time.
Wow.
Now, you guys are able to cover for each other, though, right? If something big comes up, though.
Oh, yeah. Just like I said with our Bentley Square apartment fire, it's our mutual aid agreement between our neighboring departments. So when we get taxed or busy or out on another run, we're always very fortunate to reach out to our neighboring departments for mutual aid runs. They did it a couple times today. We ended up doing at least 2 or 3 times yesterday. I'll be honest, right next door, Westland is extremely busy.
Yeah.
So when it occurred just yesterday, we were out on runs 3 different times where we needed a call for mutual aid rescue for transport to the hospital, and then we're returning the favor an hour later because we're on their run. It's just the way it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Chief Harmon says we can't sleep because we got snakes in the head.
Yes, that is quite the common occurrence that we talk about is we can't shut it off because we're always kind of thinking about what we have going on at the time, much less the next day or the run we were just on or the run that we're going to be going on.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess hazards of the job, right? Part of the job.
It truly is.
Hey, Lieutenant Dan, I understand that you guys are getting another Lucas device, or you do have it?
We got the new Lucas device, I think probably just about 2 to 3 weeks ago now.
Second one, right?
I'm sorry?
Is that your second one?
That is our second one.
Awesome.
Yep, that one's going to be housed on our engine as well as on our second squad whenever the second squad's in service.
Now, for those that don't know, can you just explain what the Lucas device is and what it does?
It's a cardiac assisting device that does the chest compressions for us in a cardiac arrest type of emergency. When we respond to initial call and it turns into a CPR run where a person is no longer breathing and is without a heart rate, we're able to utilize this Lucas device to take over and it's now a hands-free from us, so that we don't have to physically be giving the chest compressions to a patient.
Wow. It's amazing.
It's been extremely positive results for getting a pulse back, getting a blood pressure back, getting what we call ROSC, return of circulation to a patient. We've had some success with it, as well as all the neighboring departments that have had it as well.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
How many lives would you say have been saved just because of that?
Well, we've had the first one now. I'd probably say for at least a year, maybe a little bit longer. Like I said, the other one we just got just a couple weeks ago. So I'll say the numbers aren't incredibly great, but 2 or 3 in the last year.
If it saves one life, that's a plus right there.
Oh, absolutely. We actually had I don't think we had the thing but a week, and we had a positive result with it. And I can't say for sure what the patient's condition was 2 weeks later. I know they were still alive in the hospital then, but I honestly don't recall what the outcome was with that patient. So we gave them the best chance that we could with it.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Well, we just switched to daylight savings time, so that means we got to check the batteries, right, and our smoke detectors.
Yep, that is correct.
I
We
got a little diagram here that you can go over. I don't know if you can see that.
it's a little small for me and stuff, but
A little small.
yeah, I kind of get the gist and the idea of it. Just from our recommendations, our training over the years, our best location for our smoke detectors, of course, is always up on the ceiling within
Right.
6 to 12 inches of the wall. If for some reason a person puts it on the wall, same thing, not less than not any more than 6 inches down on the wall. Reason being, as we all know, smoke rises, heat rises, and that's where we want it to place for our earliest indication in case of an emergency from a fact of fire inside of our homes. As always, when we've said since the beginning of time, since smoke detectors came around, to check our smoke detectors monthly, much less change our batteries in them every 6 months, and it's always a daylight savings time. They do have the newer smoke detectors out there, better ones that are hardwired with a battery backup, meaning that when they're hardwired, they all are interconnected, and if one goes off in a different area of the house, it also sets off all the smoke detectors, so you're made very aware of that there's a fire somewhere. Then something that I would add to that, as well as at the Bentley Square apartment fire last week, that particular building had a hardwired smoke detection system in there.
Oh,
And when the smoke detectors went off in that building, it was able to alert all the residents on all the floors and all the
wow.
apartments throughout the building. So it was able to give them the earliest warning possible, so everybody had the best chance they could to evacuate the building.
So they do their job for sure, smoke
Yes,
detectors.
absolutely.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. Let's see what do we got here. Mike Farron says, "Thank you for your service over so many years, and especially now in these difficult and challenging times."
Good
For
to hear
sure.
from you, Mr. Farron.
Lynn Ham says, "Thanks for coming out and doing her dad's fire smoke detectors."
Oh, very welcome.
Paul Werhan, you probably know Paul, or Bill Werhan, William Werhan,
I can't picture
over
him
off
right
of
now.
Farmington. Yeah,
Okay.
good guy, great
Yeah.
guy. Well, look, anything else you wanted to cover?
Well, we talked about our smoke detectors. We always like to recommend our fire safety program from the fact of mention to and go over fire escape plans in your own home.
Right.
What to do in a case of emergency. Call 911. Explain to them as briefly as possible what the type of emergency is, whether it's a medical emergency, a fire emergency, some type of emergency that might need the police department as well.
Right.
Be able to tell them clear and concisely where you're located, an address, and who you might need there: police, fire, EMS.
Yeah, that's very important. And the main thing is I know it's easier said than done, but you really have to stay calm.
Yeah, it
It's
is easier
it's
said
tough
than
though.
done. The
Yeah.
more you're exposed to it, kind of the easier it is to make those better, confident, calm decisions. But we all understand that people react differently under different situations. You know, we experienced it as well, even though we've been in the service for as long as we have.
Yeah.
Just the way it's people react. Very understandable to say that, but it's kind of tough for people that aren't exposed to that on a regular basis.
Yeah. Chief Harmon, she's a real joker tonight. What a
Uh-oh.
great chief you work for.
Yes, she is.
She is.
She's been doing a fabulous job for years for us now.
She really has. Yeah, I have to second that.
Yep.
My wife says, reminder, hardwired detectors need to be replaced too, more often than 20 years. And that's true.
That is correct. That's one of those other recommendations that smoke detectors should be replaced every 10 years. It's the same recommendation with the hardwired smoke detectors. There's only a lifespan of about 10 years with any smoke detector.
See, that's very
it's a
important.
hardwired one, a lithium ion type of battery detector, or just a simple 9-volt battery detector. They should be replaced every 10 years.
Yeah,
Now,
that's very
the other thing to
important.
mention is every house should have a carbon monoxide detector in it as well.
Right.
And we've been finding, the recommendation has been 10 years with them as well, but we have been finding that they've been starting to fail a little bit earlier, around the 7 to 8 year mark.
Oh,
So those should be replaced just as often as the smoke detectors, and have at least one of those in everybody's home, and primarily, or preferably, I should say, near your sleeping quarters.
Yeah, they seem to want to put it right by the furnace, right?
Yeah, a lot of people tend to try and think that's going to be your main cause or main area,
Right.
carbon monoxide. But the thing that we're concerned with is having it close to your sleeping area. If it's down there in your basement, if you have a basement, or near your furnace, it's quite possible you might not hear it.
Right.
Nobody has connected or hardwired carbon monoxide detectors. They do make carbon monoxide smoke detectors all in one.
Oh, yeah.
And all interconnected as well. But most of the time, it's just a standalone one, plug into the wall, first alert, Nighthawk type of detectors. And but yeah, definitely have at least one of those in everybody's house.
Yeah, very
Hey,
important.
Dan,
Yes, sir.
are you guys anticipating having an open house this fall around the chili cook-off time?
It's pretty early to say.
Yeah.
We always hope for it and plan on it, but because of what's gone on the last year or so, it's
Hard to foresee.
prevented us from being able to do that.
I know, yeah.
So that's an
Last year
additional
was-
thing that I can talk to you about just for a moment. How we were saying how COVID has affected us.
Yeah.
We are not doing any public education tours or anything like that. We're closed to the public.
Right.
We're
And
not
that's
having
a shame.
any grade school students be able to come up to the station to get tours, much less learning about stop, drop, and roll, as well as any of the fire protection programs. The kids aren't in school or hadn't been in school. I know they're going to be going back to school. That might ramp back up, and we start doing that again next fall in September, October, because October, especially our second week of October, is fire prevention month. So we address it in the second week of October, where we would go to the schools, give our fire safety talks and our tours. But yeah, all I can say is I can hope for it to come back, and then we'll be doing our open house in the fall, as well as the chili cook-off. But
Fingers
right now,
crossed.
it's just in limbo. We'll find out then.
Yeah, what a shame, because the fire department's always been open to the public. You've always opened your arms to everybody, and it's just changed so much, hasn't it?
It sure has. And Kerry, you're exactly right about that. From the fact that we would have kids and parents and grandparents come up there with the grandkids, I should say.
Yep.
Just at any time of the day, for the thing to come see the firemen, see the fire trucks.
Right.
And it's not overwhelming by any means. It just happens on occasion, and we understand it, and that's what we're there for. They want to come up there and see the firemen and see the great big red shiny trucks.
Sure.
So that doesn't go on anymore.
Firemen.
And they want to see us firemen.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of pub ed stuff that we would hand out to them and teach them, and whether it's a coloring books or the frisbees and little wristbands and stuff, but we're not able to do that this time or this time of year, much less for the last year because of the COVID restrictions.
I'll tell you another thing that I really miss is the pancake breakfast you guys would put on.
Yeah, we've done pretty good with that my entire career. I've been there 27 years now. And,
that's awesome.
I know I've missed a few of them, as we all do and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I think I lost you.
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
I'll be coming back. There I am.
There you go.
We'll be teaming back up with the Lions Club and stuff, or I'm sure some future events. But that's who we've been helping them out. They help us out over the years, and it's always been a pleasure to help them out with their pancake breakfast.
What are we going to use for a venue for that?
I'm sorry?
What venue are we going to be able to use for that pancake breakfast?
I heard possibly, and don't quote me on this. What should I say? American Legion. American Legion there on Millbelt Road has been a great supporter of us.
Yeah.
Much less the entire community, again, for as long as I can remember.
Right.
There had been talk of American Legion Hall being a venue to do that at.
Here's somebody we know, Bill Forbush. He said, Garden City Fire Department rocks. Way to go, Dan.
Thanks, Chief Forbush. Hope you're doing well up there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight. Also, my wife wants to know, are you still accepting food or baked goods drop-offs from the public?
Absolutely. Much less chocolate chip cookies are a great, great donation that we do like to take on. Much less any perishable sugary treats.
That's awesome. That's great. All right. Well, we'll get those chocolate chip cookies over to you. That's for sure.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, look, Lieutenant, I speak for all our residents in thanking you all in the department for everything you guys do. We thank you, all our first responders at the end of our show. Every show we do, we thank you guys. And we just hope that we can get back to doing what we used to do.
Yep. I agree with you as well. It's been my pleasure. Love serving the community of Garden City and meeting you guys, Mr. Jones, Mr. Barton, over the years. It's truly been a pleasure.
Look who's back.
We
Hey,
appreciate it.
Steve, we're all set. Well, you have a good night, buddy.
Okay, we can start over now.
Correct all my lies. I'd appreciate it.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I am doing great. If I was any better, I'd be Mike.
Well, that's a pretty high standard because I never have a bad day.
So anything else you wanted to add, Steve? We talked about the Lucas device. We talked about the pancake breakfast and all the events that we missed, the open house.
Yeah, the grants.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of grants last year.
Right.
We have well over $1 million in grant requests out this year.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
So last year we were able to get the improve our sorry about that. Improve our Plamo vent system. I think if you've been into the station here before, you've probably hit your head on these yellow cords.
Right.
So yeah, I do have a couple pictures for you as well.
Okay.
This new system doesn't require the air compressor, so that's a whole lot less maintenance. There's a whole lot less loops for us to hit our heads on when we're moving around through the station.
Right.
So that was definitely an improvement. That was $65,000 worth of grants that we got.
Is that makes it quieter too? Is that the one?
Yeah, it's quieter outside. The neighbors even commented that they can't hear our exhaust fans start up anymore, so they appreciate that. Another big thing we did was a regional grant with Dearborn Heights to get us new monitors. These monitors are everyday equipment. Take blood pressures, check people's oxygen levels, up to shocking their heart several different ways. 4 of these cost $144,000. We got a 10% match on that, so for less than a half of one of these, we got 4 of them.
Wow.
So they are life-saving equipment that's out there. We did have a couple older versions of this that we were able to trade in. So now our engine has the Lucas device on it as well. So
yeah, and that's not cheap, the Lucas device.
Nope, those are about $15,000 there. So
wow,
we definitely got a good deal on our trade-in. And traded in 2 monitors and have this life-saving piece of equipment on the truck right now. So
that's awesome.
You know, if 1 is good, 2 is better. As Murphy's Law usually says, we'll be out on the sprained ankle when the engine gets the CPR call. So now we've got 2 of these, and it's definitely been great. The upside of the COVID is we are getting some grants. During the worst of the COVID last year, we were able to run an extra truck just because of the amount of time we'd spend decontaminating it and getting it ready for the next person. The last thing we wanted to do was be part of the spread. So our guys are staying healthy and you're getting vaccinated. We're helping out with vaccine clinics. Just this last Monday, our guys were over at the Maplewood Center. And I think they gave 500 to 600 vaccines out of the Maplewood Center the other day. So we're trying to do our best. Like you said, a year into it, it's kind of the new normal.
Unfortunately.
But I'll be thankful when this is just a comment in the history books, and we can go back to doing things a little more normal.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about, the open house, how we miss that, and
Yeah.
the pancake breakfast, and you guys having to shut down. Lieutenant Dan was just, how the kids would like to come in and see the trucks and you guys, and now the public can't come in. It's a shame. It really is.
Oh yeah, and we love that too. We like having people
know.
here and showing off our stuff, and we are still doing every once in a while doing the birthday drive-bys
Oh, okay.
for the younger kids. So
That's good.
it's something to still be part of the community.
Yeah.
So we are happy to still try to be active in the community while being safe to our members and to the community at the same time.
Well, you're really appreciated. I know that.
Yeah, and some of the grants that we have out for funding, hopefully, you can see behind me our ladder truck.
Yeah.
I think Mike bought that ladder truck when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a '96. So we've put a lot of years and a lot of fires on that truck. So we're trying to get that covered as much as we can by a grant. Of the over $1 million we asked for,
Wow.
the new ladder truck is $900,000.
Oh,
So
wow.
that is
Let's shoot that million.
yeah, that's why we didn't swing down to the dealership and grab one yet.
Right. Jesus.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a regional grant going on right now with the Michigan Urban Search and Rescue Team for Wayne County. They're ordering a lot of extrication equipment, so that'd be new jaws of life, ram tools, and for us, the big thing would be adding stabilization equipment. So if cars are upside down or on their sides, we can work around them more safely. So
yeah, there was an accident today at Cherry Hill and Vinoy. Car upside down.
Yep. Some of these cars, especially the higher profile SUVs,
Yeah,
it doesn't take a lot to get those on their sides or flipped over. So
right.
Definitely, this equipment would make things safer for the occupants of the vehicle as well as us rescuers digging and cutting apart the car. So yeah, there's definitely some equipment out there that we still need, and we do our best to be fiscally responsible and try to bring in extra money wherever we can. So.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. When a grant is put in, how long does it take normally to hear something back? I mean,
well, there are different kind of grants. The biggest pool of money is the FEMA Assistance to Firefighters grant. That right now the pool was just bumped up by an extra 100 million, so it's 450 million. They'll be split out between fire departments around the country. When we fill out the grant request, it's several days worth of typing into this grant request. And then when we do send it in, it goes through an electronic scoring by what you're asking for versus what they choose as their high funding priorities. And then once you get through that level, then there is a peer review group down at the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg, Maryland, that they get together over a couple of weeks and do the first round of offers and approving the grant. And then as the dust settles a little bit, they see how much money they have, and they come back a month or so later and do the final round of choosing. So
takes a while.
It's quite a process, but anytime that we can get much needed equipment for a dime on a dollar, we do our best to get that. And
absolutely. Well, Mike, you have anything you want to say?
Well, I was just going to say that truck was actually purchased since I was a teenager. My teenage years were in the late 50s, early 60s.
Well, it was a 96, so I figured you were 18 or 20 at the time. So.
Yeah, right. 820 times 4.
Well, look, thanks again, you guys, for coming on. I really appreciate it. You're welcome to come back anytime. Lieutenant Neault, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yep, I really did. You guys did a fine job. Made me feel very comfortable. I appreciate it.
Awesome. We'll come back anytime with Lieutenant Ray, and it's been a real pleasure for us too. Be safe. Say hi to Chief Harmon and everyone at the station for us, okay?
Will do. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thanks for having us, guys.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
All right.
It's good.
Great guys. Great guys.
That was great.
Awesome.
Steve does a great job on these grants.
Oh, he does. Absolutely. Yeah. Very informative, a lot of good information. Just can't say enough about our fire department and our police department. We have some great first responders, that's for sure.
Some good public servants in Garden City.
Yes, sir. You got it. All right. Let me, I guess, mention the COVID numbers, unfortunately.
Oh, God.
I'm going to put, first, I'll put this one up. I think you'll be able to see that. 2,629 cases today and 25 died. I mean, we can't get below 1,000 now anymore.
Yeah, we had a few days there where we got down there, but the last 2 or 3 weeks we've been just going up and up and up. This is bad.
They're very concerned. I know 64% up. We're up.
Yeah.
Well, when you have like Dearborn with 45 cases today, you got Canton with 22, Dearborn Heights with 21, Livonia 39, Westland 19, and Redford 15. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Yeah, well,
Garden City had 5 today, so we're still keeping it low. We're doing a good job in Garden City. No deaths, but
well, the deaths are down all over because they have better treatment now than they did initially. But with these new virus mutations,
you can't relax. You just can't relax yet. We're only what?
Every time you see something about one of these idiots saying, "Well, let's open this all up, and all this stuff doesn't matter, and this is all theater."
Yeah.
Like, Paul was ridiculous on today, Senator Paul.
Oh, Rand Paul. Oh, that was terrible.
Fauci.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I just don't understand his thinking and reasoning, or anyone's for that matter. I mean, you can't let your guard down. Even though you're vaccinated, you just can't do it even.
Right.
You have to use the mask.
I get my second shot in a week.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Right.
But it's just ridiculous. I don't understand the reluctance of some people to get these shots.
I don't either. I don't get it.
It's patriotic. You're doing it for your community, for your family.
Right.
Even if you don't want it for yourself.
And it's just disrespectful if you don't. So
yeah.
All right. Well, let's get Joe in here for tax talk.
Yeah.
I see the feds are going to give us till May 17th now.
Yeah, we got an extra month.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to get my tax returns back. They should happen any day.
We got our federal tax return back in exactly 1 week, and we're still waiting on the state. So feds are going to give you an extra month. I don't know about the state yet, so I may the same date.
My wife got paid on Tuesday. We got 2 Social Security checks on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And on Thursday we got I think it was actually Wednesday, we got these stimulus things.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. It's like we're going to have 6 paychecks coming in.
We got all of our checks, but we haven't got the stimulus yet, so I'm not worried about it. It'll be there. All right, let's get Joe in here real quick.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. Now, another wild week in the tax industry. A lot of things going on, a lot of things that we really don't know and have final clarification on yet. So we keep forging ahead and trying to do the best we can. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and we honestly just don't know. Some people started getting their stimulus checks this week, the $1,400 a person. So that's a positive. We're not sure. We're assuming that next year that'll have to be somehow accounted for, not taxable, but accounted for. So keep that in mind. Maybe put something aside as a reminder that you received it and how much you received. Of course, the biggest thing is the unemployment benefits. We're still waiting for final clarification. We've got a little bit from the IRS as far as how they want us to handle the $10,200 exclusion if your income is under $150,000 on your taxes. So we believe we are going to be able to continue doing returns pretty quickly. Just waiting for all the software companies to get on board. As far as amendments, the IRS is still saying if you've already filed your return and you had unemployment, do not at this time file an amended return. We're not exactly sure, or they're not exactly sure how they're going to have us figure that out. But that will be something I'm thinking after tax season, probably after the April 15th date. That will probably be something that we'll look at doing amendments. As I mentioned, the April 15th date, as of right now, that is still the date, unless you live in Texas, to deadline to file your taxes. If it doesn't look like that you're going to be able to make that date, you want to file an extension. Now, when you file an extension, you want to keep in mind that if you owe money, that's not an extension to pay, it's an extension to file. So if you believe that you are going to owe money, the IRS expects you to send an estimated payment of what you would owe. So that's something that you want to talk to your tax professional about, is to get correct figures, and so that you don't get additional penalties and interest on your return. So there's things going on every day. The best way to keep up with them, keep an eye on my Facebook page, the J&J Taxes and More Facebook page. I invite everyone to like the page and follow along. I post information as I get it to help anybody out. It's pretty confusing out there, so it's good to have someone that you can kind of watch. A lot of the news reports and everything, they don't tell you the full story. They tell you partial stories, or they're not always accurate. So you want to make sure you're getting correct information before you do something. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The best way to get a hold of me is through email. My email is joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com. And the office phone number is 734-523-8291. I'm a little better on emails than I am phone calls. It's a busy time of year, so sometimes it takes me a while to catch up on my phone messages. So please excuse that. But again, have a great week. This is Joe from J&J Taxes and More. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Good information there. I think Joe might have been doing that from his car. Sounded like you could tell when he stopped at the light and when he took off. All right, Mike, you ready?
I'm ready, Kerry.
I'm going to get you in here too, and we got a couple of things we can put up on the screen there for everybody, so stand by. Here we go.
Thank you.
Well, at the when you say goodbye,
Okay, it's time for some
make me
community
cry.
announcement.
You say you're gonna leave.
Here,
You
Mike.
know it's like a when I die.
All right. I know you've been practicing.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we got? We got this one up here first.
Shop and Adopt Vendor and Craft Show, Saturday, May 29th. Free entry, It's going to be at the log cabin in the main pavilion. Over 30 vendors, raffles, food, and a DJ. Providing music all day. Event sponsor is, what's that, Last Day?
Yeah, last day events or something.
Okay.
Sunrise. Yeah, they need to make these things bigger, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's another fundraiser for us.
Fundraiser. Actually, the Garden City Rotary Club, if you go to Barson's and shop and buy things that aren't on reduced price,
Right.
then and take one of these certificates in with you, Barson's will donate 10% of what you purchase to the Rotary Club. The Kiwanis is also doing this, so you can actually help support either one of these groups just with your normal spring shopping at Barson's.
Yeah, this is the actual coupon, I believe. If you go to our Facebook page, you can print it right from there. And be sure to fill that out and take it with you. All right, we got a few here that are.
Okay, Maplewood Senior Center has senior fitness room is now open Monday through Fridays 9 to 7, Saturdays 9:30 to 3:30 by appointment to allow for social distancing. Call 734-793-1850 for appointments and membership rates.
Right.
The Two Archer Salon and Carrot Stick Sports are inviting you to their grand opening April 17th from 9 a.m. That's a Saturday, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're located at 32431 Ford Road.
And that is the old Carmack building.
Yeah, it looks different since they painted it.
Yeah, they did a great job. Yeah, they were on a couple weeks ago and did a virtual tour. You're going to check that show out. It's really nice.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to their open house.
Yeah.
Okay, Garden City Parks and Recreation wants to know that you can sign up for Adult Kickball League today. Relive your childhood glory. I didn't have any of that. Days on the playground with an adult co-ed kickbook league. Don't have a team? No problem. Sign up as a free agent. Small group or full team. Leagues are 10 by 10 with doubleheader games, 2 games per week. Call the Parks and Recreation office at 734-793-1882. Kickball is Friday nights from April 23rd through June 11th.
Right.
Preschool playtime at the Maplewood Community Center gym. Fun activities, make new friends. It's Mondays from 9:30 to 11. $3 drop-in. Parents and kids ages 1 through 4 come imagine, play, and create. Call 734-793-1877 for more information.
Yep.
Cardio strength training, 9 a.m. on Saturdays. This is also at the Maplewood Community Center. There's a fee for this, $6 for drop-in, and that's
Right.
really, I can't read the fine print for that. They have special rates for 8 weeks for locals.
$32. Yeah, 32 for resident, 40 for non-resident.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. And last one.
Garden City Public Library is now open for limited browsing on Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Check these new services. Story Time to Go. That's a great program. Kiwanis are help sponsoring that. You can go in, pick up a packet which includes books and activities. Take it home and return it when the kid's done with it. They have reading booster packs. They have tabletop games. They have take and make crafts. Technology to go, featuring Fitbits, Chromebook laptops, and Wi-Fi hotspots. And also the library, every Wednesday, you can join Miss Kim for story time from 11 a.m. for preschoolers and 11:30 a.m. for older kids. Watch live on our Facebook page at Garden City PL. story-related coloring pages also available for pickup. And I have an announcement too, Carrie. It'll be of interest to you. The Kiwanis has tentatively scheduled the next American Great Pig Race for September 11th. And I already told them that you and I would sponsor our usual pig. So they're going to have special rates. You can get it for $50 this year, a reduced COVID rate.
Are they still going to have it at St. Raphael?
No, St. Raphael's isn't available.
Uh-oh.
Right now, the plan is that we're going to have a large tent that's going to be between the Oddfellows and the Straight Farmhouse and that open field there.
Oh, okay.
Both buildings have bathrooms. Both buildings have kitchens.
Yeah.
So I think we can pull this off. If people know where we can get donations for the day of chairs and tables, that would help.
Okay.
The cost down. But I committed you to $25, Gary.
Okay. No problem.
And I'll pay the other $25 for
absolutely.
to get Chap's pig out there again.
Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed that we can have it and the numbers are better and a lot more people should be vaccinated by then as well. So and it's outside, so that's nice.
Yeah, it'd be outside. It's September 11th, so we'll have maybe a very short prayer response for Patriots Day.
Yeah. I wanted to read something. The Garden City Police Department, they were excited to announce that they're going to participate in the Families Against Narcotics, it's FAN, Hope Not Handcuffs program. Effective immediately, anyone who wants help with their substance use disorder can come to the Garden City Police Department and ask for help. We will then connect them with a volunteer angel from FAN who will assist them with paperwork, offer them resources, and help them get into treatment. This program is all about compassion and hope instead of incarceration. Since the program began in 2017, over 5,400 people in Michigan have been connected to resources and support. We look forward to working with FAN to help people affected by addiction. That's great.
Yeah, this fentanyl epidemic is terrible, and we can give people some help.
Opioids. I mean, prescribed medicine even. I mean, it's out of hand. Well, that's great. The Garden City Police do a fantastic job too.
Yeah,
got to give them a shout out. All right,
that's all I got.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let's see. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, or maybe you know someone who might be interested, if so, it's very easy. You can contact us through our website at gccommunitychat.com. Send us your name, email address, and a brief message, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Or you can message us on Facebook and also text us at 734-788-9319. During this time, you can do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or office, just like we did tonight.
Yep.
Or the fire station, wherever you're at. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization and would like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. What you can do, Mike, is get somebody from Kiwanis on if you want to talk about the pig race too.
Okay.
As we get closer or whatever.
Our next
invite them on.
Our next committee meeting is April 15th.
Okay.
Tax day. And so maybe after that we'll have things a little more pinned down and we can get something specific.
Yeah. And then offer them to come on the show.
Yeah, we can get John Fleming or James Lentz or Kim Dold on.
Yeah, absolutely. Or all three, whatever. Yeah. More the merrier. All right. With that said, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
Special thanks to Lieutenant Steve Ray and Lieutenant Dan Neault from our very own Garden City Fire Department. They did a great job. Jennifer Rice is in there watching us. Thanks for watching us. Appreciate that, Jennifer. She's with the Neighborhood Watch Patrol. Kathy Ward is in there. Great show. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, Steve Ray says I commit carry to her $100. Yeah, okay. Chief Harmon, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your
Yeah, she had to keep track of her
your
boys.
humor. Former Chief Bill Forbush was in there. Thank you, Chief.
that's nice.
Appreciate that. Lynn Hammond and Mrs. Chat was in there. Appreciate it. Who else? Patty Fix. Patty, boy, I hope you're feeling better soon. That is a tough surgery, I know. So you take care of yourself. Cheryl Presley is in there. Thank you, Cheryl. Tina Wing. Hello, Tina. From the Garden Club. Sandy Abraham. Oh, we had a lot of people in there. Mike Farron from Prestige Eyewear in Garden City. For all your eyewear needs, you can go see Mike and Opal. They do a great job there. I think I got everybody. If I missed anyone, I apologize. But thank you all for joining us tonight. Mayor Walker was in there. Mary Jane Wozniak. Hello, Mary. Don Nicholson, Jerry Thorne, Terry Staley. Wow, a lot of people. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you all next week, too. All right, we had some great information tonight. Hopefully when this is all over, we'll get back to the open house at the station, the pancake breakfast, all the good times that we had, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I miss those times, that's for sure. Also, thanks to my co-host, Dr. Tom Iwinski and Mike Jones. Great job as always.
Sure.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in every week. We really appreciate it. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And then a little later on, it will be on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow. Write that down. If you haven't checked it out, please do it. And what you can do is help us out. Click on that red subscribe button, get our numbers up a little bit. We're kind of stalled on a certain number. Be sure to click on that button. We would appreciate it. Check out tonight's show and all our videos, especially if you tuned in late tonight. We had a really good show tonight. I really appreciated that. And as always, what we do at the end of each show, we want to thank all of our healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. All right. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community. So please support your local businesses, but please support them safely. That means maintaining your distance and masking up. We can't let our guard down now, right, Mike?
No,
we got to get some numbers down.
We're getting close.
Michigan's looking horrible. We're going to be back in another pause if we don't watch it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't pulled the trigger yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they need our support now more than ever. Support them when you can. Remember, our restaurants and other businesses are open with some restrictions, and that doesn't mean that you can let your guard down, like I said. Remember to wear your mask, wash, and maintain a safe distance. We'll all get through this together, safely together. Our numbers are going up, and a possible pause again is possible. So we don't want that.
No.
Let's work together to get those numbers down. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Absolutely. Look out for one another out there. Be sure to head on over to drtomsweather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there. We will be right back here next Thursday, March 25th. Wow, end of March already, getting ready to go into April. April 1st, Tigers open, right?
I believe so. There'll be less than 1,000 people in the park to see them, but that's
yeah. They're trying to get more in there, but boy, don't push it.
Not the way the numbers are going now. I
don't
see you're letting up anytime soon.
Well, that's your, the left or the right legislators want more people.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll be back here March 25th, live on facebook.com/GCChat. So until next week, thanks for listening, and stay safe, mask up, and good night. Take care, Mike.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.